for yet another update on the Sonic Rise of the Hedgehog project. So as you can see, I've managed to get the marquee printed, and I've printed more than one of these, and that is because it seems somewhat difficult to ascertain whether the UV filtering is working and how well it's working. So I've got some extra marquees. One of the extras are placed in the daylight slash sun, and the other one is not. So they'll be lying there for some time, and then we'll see how bad the fading is. So this is the marquee, yes, and I've inserted into the plexiglass window a coin input selector, and this is just a standard coin comparator. So there's the option of doing it for one coin at a time. So I've been working on the other level as well, and I say the other level because I really wanted to have more than 2 zones, and I may end up getting more than that, but in the real world you need to downsize, and downsize because it's extremely time consuming and very complex to keep working on this game. But what I've also managed to do is, if I just pull down the camera somewhat, that we have the control panel as usual, and I've used a pinball mini dome thingy for where the flasher is supposed to be. So when you're close to a secret, it'll blink. It doesn't blink yet; it just lights up and then turns off. So I'm in the process of deciding, should it blink or should it just light off for a few seconds or something. But I want it to be short at least, and that is this is in regards to how to do your coding and all that. That's probably uninteresting. So as it is now, it's just lighting up when you're close to a secret. So I'm thinking, I know I'm saying in each of these updates the same things over and over again, but it's just the way I do it. I put on a little extra each time, but I still think I should go over the former updates for people who just jumps on the wagon now and doesn't want to watch all the other videos. So if I go up a little again, you can see I have a Danish krone, yeah, and let's see, didn't work. And of course these inputs have some sort of slack selection, so you can adjust a pot meter to how critical it should be, but it should like that, and then we have one print here, okay, and I'm still doesn't have a start button, so I'll do that manually. So let's see. Okay, I'll start the game, and we have a simple selection here where I can choose non-available, the third world, yeah, zone 3. That may never, can't believe I jumped into that. So we can choose 1 and 2. So I'll take the first one because I haven't added any secrets to zone 2 yet. So let's go, and then keep in mind that this is the one. It's the same as before, it's just to show that it's attached, so I can prove I'm getting somewhere. So let's, and it lights up. Go on, we have the zero. And still, as I told earlier, it's a two-way joystick, so you can really get in there. You can't crouch or anything. I know the sounds are very low right now because I'm going to add, you can see there's another secret, it lights up, yeah. So let's jump to zone 2, which has a more science fiction-y element, and there's no secrets there yet. So, but let's get the gist of the situation. So let's go, and I choose from 2, and there's a space theme you can see, yeah. And we have Astros field in the background, and we have buzzsaws. Every enemy in the game can be jumped upon. I know this is somewhat counterintuitive for a Sonic game, because usually as long as you are spinning in the air, you can defeat an enemy. But if the enemy is above you or flying, you cannot spin up, and you have to, like a Super Mario game, you have to jump on their backs. And you're flying enemy. This is somewhat different than normal Sonic games, so you have to think of it as a Super Mario game actually. Okay, now we have a view of the top of the cabinet, and since the marquee is done, and that is a pretty big step for me, and the coin input is working, what I need to do next before the next update is change the T-molding to, of course, a blue T-mold. I'm looking into where to get it, and I'm thinking of going with some sort of baby blue to match the ball top and the buttons here. And this panel will be totally reproduced, so no sanding down and repainting or putting anything over it or anything. I'll redo the control panel completely, new one. I'll probably, if you look into this here, this has an indentation in the front. I'll probably decide to make that straight to try to keep it a little more modern. Then we have to also think about the sides. I'm probably going to go with a solid color. If these prints turn out okay for UV filtering and stuff, I may do complete side art and front art for the front as well. But be that as it may, this is, as I complained before, this is a huge project for me. Some people may be able to do this a lot faster, but I have some other stuff in my life, and I'm doing the game, the coding, I'm stealing the graphics, and I have to do the hardware and all the stuff, and there's money involved, and so and I have and the funny thing is that I try to be as good as possible when it comes to completing projects. So I want to complete this project no matter what. But I also have other ideas for the next game and the next game, and I also and I get that urge to start with those, and I have to keep myself focused on this game and finishing it first. So the side art, yeah, it would be nice, but it's very important. It's like when you do. I learned quickly at the university, when you do a paper on something, that you need to downsize right away almost, because everybody is surprised at the amount of time and energy each little detail takes. So you need to downsize. So when I started this project, I really wanted about 3 or 4 zones, and I wanted extra levels, rush levels, and I wanted a single screen levels where I get all the coins, and I want everything, and I've just been downsizing since then. So I'll probably make the 2 zones and some extra levels, and maybe a sort of randomized level where the amount of enemies and the placement will be sort of random from time to time. So every time you start that level, you're not 100% sure what you get, but you are 95% sure. Because if I do a total random, then a platform would be placed in a spot where you could never get, and that would seem odd. So I have to have some factors that there's a maximum of, but the point is, downsizing is very important. And I can say right away, my next project is either going to be a PC only game with no other hardware other than an Xbox controller or something like that, or it's going to be a coding simple mechanical game. And I really want, as I stated earlier, I started with making my own pinball machine, which you can find on my site pumpup.dk. But I had to postpone that due to I had to keep the noise down for the next couple of months, maybe, or half a year. So and it's very noisy to have an open pinball machine you're doing by yourself on open wood and all that. So I might be doing a simple mechanical game. I have a great idea that'll be way easier to do than this. Way easier. And of course the difficulty in getting the mechanics to work, sort of a mechanical video game. But again, downsize, because this is without end, and I really need to get this one done within the next couple of months. I would say 2 months. I need to have it done by then, and I need to pay for the computer to run the, and I need to pay for the, and I don't know what. So I need to get it done and get it out there, and then work on the, and then start on another project that isn't as taxing. So that's how it goes. Okay, on the final note, I'll show how the game plays on a standard TV from a PC using the Xbox 360 controller. So I wired up quickly with the D-pad, which is a dodgy D-pad, but since we are only using left and right, you can't really, it doesn't matter if you hit the up and down, so it works okay. And we have jump, and we have the second button, which is thus far is run faster. So I'll insert coins, and we can start the game, and I can choose the level. I know you're sick of the first zone, but let's go. And of course you can use the analog stick as well, but it's only go on a go. And of course there's no indicator for when there's a secret, and I don't know if I'll implement that at all, or just let it be like it is. But this is actually pretty okay. You can't just do like left and right like you can on the arcade machine, but still it's a pretty good system for playing it. It's a little loose, but since it's so fast, but this is an arcade game first and foremost. So thank you for watching. See you next time.